Welcome back to 60 Minutes. 5 hostages have now managed to flee the horror of Sydney's Lindt Café. And as we watch their dramatic escape, we cheer their freedom, but fear for those still held captive. For the 13 remaining hostages, tension is rising as the gunman, Man Monis, gets more and more desperate. Desperate to be in control, desperate for some media attention.
5 people have managed to escape. Police say
News of 2 more hostages escaping is broadcast almost immediately around the world.
Hours into the ordeal, several hostages managed to escape bolting from an emergency exit.
But unbelievably, inside the cafe, the girls' dash to freedom has gone almost unnoticed. You hadn't even heard?
No, I hadn't heard. They slowly crawled out.
And nobody else heard?
No one heard. I was the only one that realised they were gone and that the door was open.
Even the gunman?
Yep, even the gunman.
But their escape has the potential to be fatal for those left behind.
I was very worried when they left because after the first 3 had left, we made a deal with the gunman that if anyone else left, someone else would die.
It's a fear that becomes very real when the gunman demands Jared reads out the news headlines.
So I'm reading out the news and all that's being reported is 5 people have escaped. 5 people have escaped. 5 people have escaped. Like, just so many. And so I started just lying and I just kept reading them all out and changing them, every single one.
But then Monis turns on the radio.
And the first thing that the radio says is, Lindt Café siege, 5 people have escaped. And it just goes, like, tense. And he just goes, what?
5 hostages are now out.
What happened?
Cafe on Marketplace.
Then recall him saying, "Where are the girls? Where's that girl on the floor?"
She'd been very sick.
She was very, very sick. Now he's realised another 2, and he's heard it, we've all heard it, we're gone again.
Someone said, you know, the media's lying. Everyone goes, yeah, the media's just trying to make you look bad.
And we're saying things like, oh, the press, you know, they make things up. So it's not, there wasn't 5, there was only 3. And that story was, you know, reiterated amongst us, and he kind of went with that, you know.
That was lucky.
Lucky. We were blessed.
But the girls' escape means there is now another way out. The gunman doesn't know, but the door through which they'd fled is unlocked.
You know, every time we'd go to the bathroom, we'd always just have a look at that door, you know, our salvation.
Still no sign of the Prime Minister. It's 30 minutes away.
On the rare occasions the gunman hears something on the radio he likes, his captive audience is forced to show their appreciation.
And he even asked us to applaud different things. Just imagine having to applaud to things that were coming back on talkback radio. Like if someone said, oh, he must be a pretty decent man after all, you know, he'd get you to clap.
Clap your hands.
You clap your hands, yes.
It was all about appeasing this man, is that right?
Yes.
Your survival was dependent upon keeping him thinking you can help him.
That's right.
The Prime Minister has decided rightly or wrongly.
Look at Tony Abbott. He won't even call to save your lives.
The hostages are all too aware that if they run out of ideas to help him, the gunman will run out of reasons to spare them.
He wasn't letting any of us pick up the negotiator's phone anymore. He only wanted to talk to media. And the media weren't talking to us anymore. And if the media aren't talking to us, we're slowly losing our value as living hostages.
So you're buying time.
Exactly, yes, buying time.
So you just galvanise yourselves? You become his media team?
Pretty much. Well, you know, we had Jared on the phones, we had people recording videos, and we were kind of like his, you know, his PR team, you know, trying to...
Which must have irked.
Yes, absolutely. We're using this as an opportunity to, again, make him think that he's in control, but really we're just trying to play the game and do what we can to save our own lives, yeah.
My name is Julie Taylor. I'm a barrister in Sydney. This is a message for Tony Abbott. We're here with our brother, who's asked for 3 simple things.
So, in desperation, in their makeshift studio, hostages record videos on their iPhones of the gunman's scripted demands.
If you do that, then one of us will be allowed to go.
And I remember, hi, I'm Selena Winpay. I'm one of the hostages in the Lindt Café.
Martin Place. We had 3 specific requests and none of those have been met. One is to send an IS flag.
He's sitting around us, where he's right in the middle with a gun.
Watching.
Yes. Directing in a sense, yeah.
Critiquing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there's this bizarre moment where he asks for the Lindt sign to be in the background.
Yeah, it was very like a director.
We're in the corner under constant threat. And I remember him laughing and he said, move the Lindt sign in so you could get the Lindt sign. Good advertising for Lindt. And I just remember thinking, are you for real? Is this a joke?
Simple. He wants an ISIS flag and he wants Tony Abbott to ring him and speak to him on live media. Pretty straightforward. What else can we do? We are begging.
You just had to make it really clear that we were as equally anti-government as he was, and it was not us inside the room, but it was the government outside the room that was the problem. And we got that, and we went with that groupthink, and that, I think, helped preserve us, definitely.
I know you had to do it,
Yeah.
but you must have felt...
I couldn't believe my beautiful daughter stood up and said those words. It was nothing like her normal way of ever thinking in her whole life. I was just so emotionally disturbed by him choosing her, and she had to stand there and say word for word what he wanted to be said.
But their job wasn't done. They now had to get the videos broadcast.
Right. Now, contact Channel 9.
James, how will we know that you're going to do this and we don't get shot if it isn't done?
Is that what are you saying that you will do?
Yes, he wants to go to...
In some of the frantic calls, Monis can be clearly heard in the background giving instructions.
Your power is winning from the politicians now. Very good that everyone knows. Because everyone today realizes that politicians, they lie and they don't care. But before today, you didn't know about it. Most of you, they thought different.
With each unsuccessful media call, the hostages are barely able to contain their frustration and anger.
Please help us. Help us to get Tony Abbott to call this gentleman to send the frickin' IS flag.
And I said, mate, I don't think you realise the magnitude of the situation we were in.
We are not going to walk out of here. So I hope you get to sleep well at night, because we're just not going to, mate.
Day is slowly turning to night. The usual sounds of a bustling city have been stilled. The streets are empty. And for the hostages huddled inside the Lindt Café, there is now a growing sense of abandonment.
We were responsible for our own well-being, our own safety, finding ways to keep and stay alive and each other alive. We truly felt we were alone.
Abandoned.
Abandoned. Nothing's happening. We've been left here to die.
He's not getting tired. He's more agitated and more awake. You can tell there's a lot of adrenaline in him, and the threat of him shooting someone out of frustration or out of fear is increasing as the night draws on.
Are you assuming he's thinking this has got to come to an end?
Yeah, I assume that he realised that he could only stay awake for so long, and that he needed to make some sort of move that would force the police's hand or force our hands into his favour.
And that would potentially come at a cost to one of the hostages.
Or all of us, yeah.
Coming up.
Maybe I won't be able to have this baby.
Hope is running out.
I said, Mum, it's not looking very good.
But one more break for freedom.
Just said, we're going.
Without even thinking, I just ran.
I swear I could feel pellets flying past my ears.
That's next on 60 Minutes.